Okay, we should be live. We are going to be taking a look at Doom: The Dark Ages. We may look at some other games later, but this is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages with the PNY GeForce RTX 5090. So this game right now, there is, I think it's like a bundled deal. If you get I think it's all the 50 series cards. I'm not 100% certain on that though. But I know, like, if you get a 5090, and I think this is true for the 5080 and some of the other ones, probably all the way down to the 5060 Ti, I'm guessing. You do get Doom: The Dark Ages for free, courtesy of the retailer that is part of this promotional thing from NVIDIA for Doom: The Dark Ages. So we're going to be taking a look at this with the RTX 5090, and we will probably look at it with another GPU in the future if I revisit the game. But we're going to be playing the game at 4K native resolution. Hey, Safi. So you guys can see here, the monitor is the Sony InZone M9. So I am not actually using the OLED because I have moved this GPU into the workstation computer. I also did move the CPU along with it. So you guys can see we are using the MSI X870E Godlike. So we have actually moved some of the hardware around. And this computer case is large enough to fit the power cable. So I can actually, it can rest up against the side panel without me having to remove the side panel. But you guys can see the refresh rate of the monitor is 144 Hertz. So the resolution 3840 by 2160. Now, we're going to go ahead and test and see how the game runs with native 4K all the time. We may look at the frame gen. One of the reasons why I have this graphics card is, I said in Tech Thursdays, is for the AI workloads, but the other reason is so I have access to the frame gen, the multi-frame gen feature that this game does support for the RTX 50 series card. So the only way for me to objectively judge the multi-frame gen is to have an RTX 50 series card. So we will take a look at multi-frame gen. In fact, we might actually turn it on shortly in the stream, but I want to at least see how this game runs at native 4K. So we can actually do, the default is TAA for 4K. So we may do that first. And then all this other stuff, HDR's off because I'm not using it on this monitor. But everything else is basically, I believe it's set to ultra. Hold on, colorblind, no, that's colorblind, so yeah. So let's go ahead and look. Oh, and the other thing that I will mention is I have power limited this graphics card to not exceed 450 watts. So it's capped at 450 watt TDP. Even though it is supposed to be a 600 watt TDP graphics card, I don't feel comfortable running the power connector at 500 plus watts. So we're going to leave it at 450 watts and we'll see how the game performs. And interestingly enough, I was testing this game a little bit earlier, and even at 450 watts, I'm still getting the exact same test results that Tech PowerUp is getting, which is very, very interesting. Which makes me wonder why NVIDIA even bothered to have the power limit set so high in the first place. So let's go ahead and start. We're in Chapter 3. And I may have to move the overlay over just because it does interfere with the objective on the screen, but we'll see. We'll leave it up for now. But yeah, this graphics card is so power hungry that it is meant for 4K gaming. But even at 4K gaming, you're going to see it pull all the electricity that it needs. So we're capping it at 450 watts. How do I get through here? Do I just, oh, just dash? Pessimism is the counter to 600 watt. Oh, this is the melee attack? Everything's so little. Sprint. Let's not jump. Are these my allies? Did I just kill my allies? Or are these the, I guess those are the humans? I can't tell, am I accidentally killing humans without knowing? 5090 and 9950X 3D. Yeah, this is pretty much the highest end hardware right now. Press left click to throw a combo punch. Hitting enemies with a combo punches will charge your finisher meter. Okay. So where's the enemies? Like, am I just supposed to punch little random things? Oh. Okay. I didn't expect this game to have like mecha style combat areas. Compared to the other Doom games in the series, this one has the most diverse like combat in the sense that you actually have a shield in this game. I know we're not using it right now because we're in the mech. Pressing right trick with no finisher is charged. Rocket punch. Okay. Huh? Oh.
There. A Titan broke through. The energy relay is under attack.
If that core explodes, the city goes with it.
Oh, how do I do the... Oh, it just does it automatically? What do you guys think of this game? Oh, I guess, left click finishes... Oh, I'm supposed to press dash?
Dimensional barrier is shutting down. We can't stop it now. How long do we have?
Not long. The reactor has sustained heavy damage.
Oh, I'm supposed to be dodging when he does the green. The game is insane, you're halfway through it. Rocket punch. This is what the inside of the 12-volt connector looks like. What?
More Titans ahead. Support team, deploy weaponry.
Incoming.
Can I get a weapon now? Perform a perfect dodge to supercharge your weapon. Okay. Yeah, the Intech games always look good. The Doom series has always looked really good when these games come out. You know, this kind of reminds me of Warhammer 40k Space Marines from last year.
Sire, player is approaching the core.
The barrier is critical. Relay overloading.
We need to pull everyone back.
You bought the collector's edition? You've been running a 2070 Super for the last 5 years.
That core will explode. He needs to evacuate now.
He's trying to save the city. Slayer, there's a strip mine nearby. I'll mark it for you.
Green ship has disappeared from radar.
Stop? It's like, he's got like, hey, how'd you get a stop? It reminds me of Warhammer a little bit, like just because they went with like the Dark Ages theme. Like Warhammer has this similar thing where you're fighting like the demonic enemies and stuff. You do the right click when the gauge is full, half full. These enemies? I guess those are enemy units. Stop them. Oh, this guy's gonna get owned. Eternal was the first game you played on that rig? Oh wow.
No reports from the makers. Tracking the Slayer for evac now.
Is it normal 4060 to use ultra settings? I thought we, hold on. I think we looked at the results the other day. You gotta bring that up. Because I know, didn't we look at the, hold up, where is it? Doom. So Doom the Dark Ages at 1080p. The 4060 should be doing like on Ultra Nightmare, it should be doing like 72 to 73 frames per second. If you're asking 4060 to use 7 gigs of VRAM, oh, the VRAM should be like 70 something FPS. The VRAM at 1080p on Ultra Nightmare 1080p with the texture pool set to 4 gigabytes, it should be 10 gigabytes of VRAM on Ultra Nightmare at 1080p. Otherwise, if it's on standard settings for texture pool, it would be 7.6 gigabytes of VRAM for 1080p on Ultra Nightmare settings. If it's on low settings, it should only use like yeah, it looks like it's 7 gigs all the time minimum for 1080p. Yeah, this is you need a lot of VRAM. That's why those weak cards are like, or not weak cards, but like low VRAM cards, I should say, 8 gig cards are not a good investment. They never were a good investment. You're playing on Ultra, it's still gonna be 7 something gigs of VRAM. Doesn't matter. Tried to hit me with a range move. I don't have. Do I not have my gun? I guess I don't have the gun. Yeah, I guess I'm all melee right now. Oh, no wonder this guy's a different enemy. Sparta kicked him. They were somewhat plausible 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. You know when 8 gigabyte cards first came out? What was the first 8 gigabyte graphics card? What year do you think the first 8 gigabyte graphics card came out? For consumer, not professional. Do you guys know? I'm trying to remember the first Titan was 6 gigabytes. That was like 2012, or no, that was 2013. The first 8 gigabyte card from AMD was there was a variant of the R9 290X, which was in 2014, or yeah, it was like 2014, 2015 for AMD with the 8 gigabyte. So it's like anyone who's on AMD is pretty used to having lots and lots of VRAM. Case in point, the 7900 XTX has 24 gigs of VRAM, and that was a $1,000 graphics card from like 2022. You're only getting 70 in Ultra Nightmare, no. Oh, I'm not even well, I don't have the frame gen thing set. 16 gigs of VRAM is mid-range. 16 gigs of VRAM is probably the standard, I would say. Anything less than 16 is terrible, to be honest. Like pretty garbage. So in 2025, if you're getting a new graphics card, it better be a 16 gigabyte graphics card minimum. Yeah, 12 gigabytes. Yeah, no, 12 gigabytes. All that stuff is like bad. Even if you're at 1080, like okay, if you're on 1080p. Maybe, but I don't feel comfortable buying or even recommending anybody a 12 gigabyte graphics card, even for 1080p in 2025. Like, that just seems like, I don't know, that it's not a good idea. You have the DLSS and frame gen on? That's how I'm getting... Oh, well, we aren't even using any of that. So, like, this is native 4K with no frame gen, with no upscaling. We will look at that. Well, I'm going to test. So one of the reasons why, in terms of the gaming stuff, one of the reasons why I have the 5090, because a bunch of people, and I stand by my original assessment of the entire RTX 50 series. For most people, the RTX 50 series is a complete skip, and I still stand by that. If I wasn't creating YouTube content, I would not have even bothered purchasing a 5090, to be honest. Like, it's still a skip in my mind. However, in order to objectively evaluate multi-frame gen specifically, and also do AI content with large parameter models that can exceed 24 gigabytes of VRAM, I would need a card like this. Now, the only alternative to this would be the professional card from PNY, but the professional card has 96 gigabytes of VRAM, Wendell got the card in for testing from PNY, and that card is so expensive that, yeah, it's not for individuals to consider buying. Like, this card is, in my opinion, too much money, but and I think most people would agree, most sane people would probably agree, but the professional variant of this for AI, like the 96GB VRAM card, is so expensive that if you saw the price of that, you wouldn't think that this was that. It's crazy because it makes you realize that VRAM is the king in terms of like what determines how a graphics card should be valued. It's all about VRAM. Like, VRAM is the name of the game. So if you're not considering a 16GB graphics card as the minimum for your next upgrade, then you're not in the loop in terms of like, or I guess in the know when it comes to technology. Yeah, we're not using DLAA. I'm using, wait, what the? We're using the TAA, I think, because this game doesn't have TSR because it's not UE5. Oh, this is like this dude's got like a gladiator. He's got like a shield. Oh wow, he's got a shield. Can I break it? Can I stun him? This is like parrying in oh, he parried me? Oh man. What's up with all these like Balrog looking enemies? The Balrog.
The transdimensional barrier is offline. Demonic activity is surging. The Creed has requested an immediate report.
5700 G will CPU bottleneck of 7800
Return to the
XT.
Sentinel barracks.
Yeah, well, it depends on the title though. I don't think it would bottleneck the 7800 XT in this game. This game to me doesn't seem very CPU demanding. This game seems like it's all GPU.
I did as you asked. Now please, let her soul be at peace.
And the heart of Argent
Is sealed in the chamber. I told you I cannot open it. No one can.
$5800X3D or $5700X3D would be the only upgrade on AM5 or AM4. So you would have to upgrade your CPU to a Ryzen 5900 XT. You'd want to get whatever X3D on AM4, like Med is saying. The problem is, as far as I know, I don't think any of those CPUs that he mentioned are manufactured anymore. Unless you can still find one, like a 5700X3D going through the retail channel. I'm pretty sure 5800X3D is discontinued. Because that CPU is, what, 2 years old? A little more than 2 years old now? Or is that right? No, it's 3 years old. Yeah. Wow. The 5800X3D is over 3 years old. Yeah, because that thing came out like 2 quarters before... or a quarter or two before the Zen 4 launch. Wow. How much VRAM does... I think both those cards are 16 gigs of VRAM. 5700 X3D is 300 on Amazon. See if you can find the... Is that the normal price for that card? I guess, or that CPU? I think it is. I can't remember. I don't know. Like, to me, the other thing that you have to keep in mind is X3D on AM4 is going to... It's basically like a temporary fix, like a band-aid fix, in the sense that you're going to become bandwidth limited in some games. And when I say bandwidth limited, I'm talking about memory bandwidth, system memory bandwidth. Because DDR4, we've seen newer games now that come out that scale with memory bandwidth. And DDR5 has significantly higher memory bandwidth versus DDR4. So even if you get the X3D, it's like, yeah, that'll be better than what you have now. But that's not going to be like leaps and bounds better when it comes to games that are very memory bandwidth. An example of a memory bandwidth game are the games that Capcom has come out with in the last 2 years that feature open world, large scale environments with lots of NPCs, almost mimicking an MMO-like environment using their proprietary RE engine. So for example, Dragon's Dogma 2, that game scales with RAM. So it's like if you have slow RAM, you will notice that your FPS, if you overclock the RAM, and DDR4 can only get to a certain cap in terms of memory bandwidth versus DDR5. So like DDR5 systems perform significantly better in Capcom's RE engine games. Like for example, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is a game that I've already put like 200 plus hours in since it came out back in like the very end of February this year. So that is a game that I've seen people come into my streams for Monster Hunter and they're like, how do you make the game look as good as it does and run as well as you're making it run? Because they're trying to run it and they're like, the game runs like garbage and looks horrible. And I'm thinking like, well, they're probably playing on a pandemic PC or they've got DDR4. And it's usually both of those things. Sometimes they've got like an Intel 13th gen CPU, but they have it on a DDR4 motherboard, and they're wondering like, why is there a big difference? Well, it's because of the RAM. So it really just depends on, yeah, like I would say $300 for a 5700 X3D. Like what would be, yeah, like Met's saying 9700. I don't know if you're based in the US, but if you have access to a Micro Center would be the ideal way to upgrade because you would get free 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 and you would be able to take advantage of the bundle. Like Micro Center has the bundle for the motherboard and the CPU and the RAM is basically free, so you're only paying for the motherboard and the CPU. So it's like, that's what I would do. I never buy any computer hardware like new like that off of Amazon because you don't get the benefit of the bundle. You also there's the rare chance where you build the computer and something's DOA, like it's, you know, like let's say you have a bad stick of RAM. It happens to people, like it just randomly can happen. You might have a bad piece of hardware out of the box and you have to return it. So it's like, would you rather have to deal with the Amazon return process than have to wait to get refunded and then buy something else? Or would you rather just go back to Micro Center, return the thing and swap it right there and then and get the exact thing you want? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, typically for me personally, if I'm near a Micro Center, I always prioritize Micro Center over Amazon. Plus Micro Center is a way smaller company than Amazon, so I feel a lot better supporting the little guy in that regard versus some giant big, you know, Amazon corporate, that kind of thing. So if you live near a Micro Center, you should strongly consider getting your computer upgrade from Micro Center, not from Amazon. So for me, typically the priority is Micro Center first. If I can't find it on Micro Center, usually it's going to be Newegg as the second best option because Newegg has usually more options for third-party AIBs and motherboards versus Amazon. Sometimes Amazon has the same motherboard I want, but sometimes they also don't. Like, they're just out of stock. So, and when it comes to launches, everyone knows Amazon is like the worst or like non-existent choice for like a launch of something. So like if you're trying to get a new, like for example, when the 5090 first came out, like no one in the know would go to Amazon to try to buy one because they know that if you were going to buy one off of Amazon, you're literally buying off of a scalper. So it's like that's 100% guaranteed because Amazon doesn't do product launches for product DIYs or PCDIY. So you can't get like retail price for any of these things from Amazon when it's new at launch. So that's the reason why it's always Micro Center first. If you don't live near a Micro Center, then Newegg or Best Buy, and then in that order, Newegg, then Best Buy. Or I don't know, like Best Buy just doesn't have a lot of options in my experience. So Newegg, then Amazon, or Newegg, then Best Buy, then possibly Walmart or Amazon. But Walmart and Amazon, usually you're paying a scalper or you're paying like a third party person who is trying to like flip stuff online. So, which is basically no different from eBay, except they're using Amazon to stock their inventory. I mean, that's literally all it comes down to. So, Micro Center is definitely like top choice and top recommendation. It's the same reason I didn't go online to pre-order Switch 2. Like, Amazon wasn't even selling the Switch 2. Like, Amazon, you can't even get a Switch 2 from Amazon. They've got some, like, weird thing with Nintendo right now where the two companies don't get along. So, yeah, no, man. Look, if you were trying to get a Switch 2, if you're trying to pre-order a Switch 2, there were 3 options. Best Buy, Walmart, and Target. So I pre-ordered mine from Best Buy, and it was super easy. So I'm not saying it was easy for everybody, but I showed up like 15, 20 minutes late, sat in the queue at bestbuy.com for like 15, 20 minutes. So the whole turnaround time for me to check out successfully was like 45 minutes. And that was because I was like I said, 15, 20 minutes late to the drop. I completely forgot about it. And then I realized, oh, yeah, this is the day that the Switch 2 pre-order. So I still managed to get one. So we'll be doing like unboxing and Switch 2 content next month. June, in my opinion, June is basically like Switch 2. Like this channel is going to basically be Nintendo based all of June, except for like the very beginning before it comes out, because it'll be all Elden Ring Night Rain on this channel. And then the very end of this or the very end of June will probably be Death Stranding 2. So it's going to be like Elden Ring followed by the Switch 2 and then Death Stranding 2. So that's basically the gaming content for the next month. You went there 90 minutes before the door is open. You were like, oh yeah, GameStop was an option. Especially if you were going to go in person. Yeah, GameStop was a good choice for those of you that either didn't get one from the 3 websites. You were like 30th in line. Yeah, those experiences are the sort of experiences that you will remember. You know, like those are like lifetime experiences. Any sort of crazy product launch, like I'll never forget trying to buy a PS5 during the pandemic at launch. That was horrible. Trying to pre-order one of those or even get one of those. And then same deal with all of the graphics cards, including all of like the RDNA 2, the 6900 XT, the 6800 XT, the RTX 3080. I didn't bother trying to get a 3090 back then. And then, 4090, the Intel Arc. I didn't even try to get a 4090 actually at launch. Like I tried to get one. I tried to get the pre-order thing, and then it's like it went. You know how it is. Add to cart. It's like coming soon, and then it's like the top of the hour strikes. It drops. It goes immediately from coming soon to out of stock or sold out. Like literally. You blink an eye, and it's like sold out. It's like you didn't even have a chance. So I gave up on the 4090 launch like really easily. And I went when everybody was trying to get a 4090, I got an Intel Arc A770. That's actually how a lot of people that are watching the stream actually discovered this channel, is through the Intel Arc content, not the NVIDIA content. Like people typically don't watch this channel for NVIDIA content. It's usually the more obscure, rare stuff, like RAM overclocking, motherboard content, Intel GPUs, because no one talks about Intel GPUs We occasionally talk about them, and then the AMD GPUs, because AMD doesn't get nearly as much coverage as NVIDIA does when it comes to gaming graphics. So we cover AMD so that they get a bit more exposure, because they don't get enough exposure, in my opinion. Halo 2 midnight release was the longest GameStop. So I remember going to the Dark Souls 1 launch event at midnight at my local GameStop back in like 2011. I think that was the only... Oh no, I went to the Kingdom Hearts 3 one also back in 2019. That was probably the most recent one. Yeah. I went, so I haven't gone to a lot of like physical copy game launches. The most recent one was Kingdom Hearts 3 for the PlayStation 4 back in 2019. Which is better, Godlike or Extreme? You're referring to the X870E Godlike or X870E Extreme? It depends on what you're trying to do with the motherboard. Sells out before it's actually even live. Yeah. Yes, I do, Matt. It is power limited. I have it limited to not exceed 450 watt. So I'm currently using the NVIDIA app to limit it to 75% of its TDP. So this graphics card that I have, this is the PNY one. This one is the overclocked one though. It says overclocked edition, which means that this one's TDP out of the box is 600 watts. Like this one's literally 600 watt TDP. It will try to go to 600 watts and I'm like, oh no, you don't, because I'm not gonna deal with a melted connector. So no, we're running this thing at 75% TDP just to be safe. I'll probably take it to 100% briefly just to show people like what the wattage even looks like. But yeah, this is definitely power limited to 75%. And here, let's look at the multi-frame gen thing after this cutscene. Because this is just straight up native 4K with no upscaler. This is just TAA. We're not even using DLSS at all. No DLAA either.
A distress signal was sent. We've tried contacting them. No response.
I sealed it from him, but it is an artifact of immense power. Forgive me.
They're inside!
The Heart of Argent, discovered in AR-722. An artifact.
It's like there's some kind of story here.
Powers
There's different factions. This is like a prequel to the 2016 game, isn't it?
Assemble the guard.
That looks like, man, that guy's face, that character's face looks like, the guy who played Qui-Gon in Star Wars. It even sounded like him. Liam Nelson, is that his name? That literally looked like him. I was like, wait, what? Why is Qui-Gon in this game? Can you do a tutorial video on how to limit? I mean, I guess it would be like a generic. Well, does it really need a video though? You just open the app and you go to the, what is it, the specs or something, and you just, where is it? You just open the app, you click on system, and you click on performance, and it's literally right there. Didn't you? Yeah, and it's not supposed to be a gaming card. You're right. No, I still stand by that, guys. Like, we're not gonna do a lot of 5090 content. The reason why we test the 5090 thoroughly now is because if there's something wrong with this specific card, I'm going to return it. Once it goes beyond the return window, that's GG if there's a problem later on. So, but once Once I verify that this is good, and it seems like it is so far, then you're not going to see much of this card on the channel, other than like AI videos. So, yeah, we will be returning back to, like for the weekend streams, it's going to go back to being mostly the 9070 XT. Because it's a lot more comfortable to sit in the room for hours next to that graphics card. This one, you guys can tell, it's dumping out 450 watts, and this is with a 75% power limit. And it gets very, very uncomfortable sitting next to it for an extended period of time with it dumping out its full TDP. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the settings here. So let's go ahead and test the upscaler, DLSS, and it says NVIDIA DLSS uses AI to boost frame rates while maintaining great image quality and responsiveness. This feature requires a GeForce RTX graphics card. We'll do DLAA. That means it's going to be full 4K because we are using 4K. And then I wonder if I should move this. It depends on the game. Like, I noticed that, in my opinion, DLSS always seems to look overly soft to me, and I don't like that. I like the games to look sharper, so that's like personal preference. That's the reason why I personally don't even use DLSS on Monster Hunter. Even if I'm using a 5090, I'm still using FSR in Monster Hunter, because for some reason, Capcom, like, they don't let you adjust the sharpness filter for DLSS, but they let you do it with FSR. So that's why FSR is the upscaler of choice for that game, even if you're on a card like the 5090. And that's probably one of the primary complaints people have of that game. They say that it looks like last gen or it doesn't look good. That's because the default is 50% sharpness, and if they're using DLSS, they can't even change the sharpness. So, okay, so DLSS frame gen. Let's go all the way up to X4. Let's max it out. And save that. Is that going to... Did the game freeze? No? Okay, it didn't freeze. There we go. Afterburner is now showing the weird, like, squiggly for the frame time. But now we have that 4x frame gen. And what's interesting is our power consumption actually went down. By using multi-frame gen, we are now using a little bit, like, what, 12 to 15 watts less electricity. The maximum is 450 watts. So, it looks like it has... The MFG feature seems to use less power. 240 something. This would be perfect if I had this connected to my 240 Hz OLED. Unfortunately, the OLED is connected to the 9070 XT computer. So we're playing this on my older IPS Sony InZone M9, aka the PlayStation 5 monitor. This is my 27-inch 4K 144 Hz. So the 240 is smooth, but it's like, because this monitor is stuck at 144 Hz, it's not the most ideal situation. But now this makes me want to, like, move this to the OLED instead of running it on this monitor. But okay, so let's go ahead, and this does feel kind of smooth, I will say. Like 260 frames at 4K, and with this power limit, I don't have to worry about the cable melting. So to me, this seems like this might be the way to play the game. Yeah, so far this does seem smooth. Okay, like, where do we go? Do we just go here? Am I supposed to go down? For some reason, the terrain looks like you're not supposed to go down. Maybe you are. Okay, no, you're not. Yeah, that didn't look right at all. guess I'm supposed to go a different way. What is that? Oh, I'm supposed to do the grappling hook. I forgot how to do that. I think it's, what was it? No. Oh, I forgot how to use the grappling hook. It's cute. No. You're supposed to do something with the... Yeah. Okay. The shield. You play this with TAA? That's how I've been playing it until now. You know, if I was using the OLED though, I think this would probably be the way I would play this game, because look, it says that the response time is 0.4 milliseconds. This is with multi-frame gen times 4. So we're getting right around that maximum 240 hertz on that OLED. So I kind of think this is the way I would play the game. And the fact that it's using less electricity. So let's do something here. Let's raise the power all the way to the maximum. So I'm going into the NVIDIA app. We're going to raise it up 100% power limit. Now what does it do? So it only really, it's now 480 watts. And the frame rate, the MFG frame rate is not really any better. This is why it's questionable why NVIDIA decided to make a stock TDP of 575 watts. I feel like that was completely unnecessary. I saw it touch 500 watts for a second. This is at 100% of the TDP limit. So, okay. Let's do this. Let's go and turn off the frame gen. Turn that off. So now... Look at that. 517 watts of electricity. 90-something frames at 4K native with DLAA. That is so much power. 500-something watts. I would rather drop that by like 100 watts. And it seems like multi-frame gen times 4 uses less electricity. Look at that. And the frame rate is so much higher. Wow. In fact, drop that back to 75% power limit, because that default TDP is absolutely pointless. I'm getting the exact same frame rate, and now I'm at 430 watts. Now I don't have to worry about the connector melting, because the amperage per wire is not going to be high enough. It's not going to exceed 9.5 amps, unless one of those wires is complete garbage. But see, this... Yeah, I think this is probably the way... It's kind of... I don't know, like it feels... Because this monitor is not an OLED, and I've been using the OLED for gaming so much recently, this monitor feels like it is strange. It's got a strange feeling with the multi-frame gen on this 144Hz monitor, which is just an IPS monitor from 2022. This is my very first 4K monitor.
Demons have entered the facility.
And the thing is, this GPU, the PNY overclocked model, is doing... This is basically, for those that don't know, the PNY graphics card, the 5090 PNY is literally the NVIDIA reference card that NVIDIA doesn't actually manufacture themselves, because they made the Founders Edition. But a lot of people, what people don't know is NVIDIA actually makes a reference design. The Founders Edition is not a reference design. That is a custom card, but it is an NVIDIA custom card. The reference board 5090 is the board that you will see in like a Dell pre-built, or an Alienware, or an HP Omen, basically a Lenovo Legion. Those computers, those pre-built OEM desktops, those are the ones that come with the NVIDIA reference design. Now, this PNY that I have here, this is basically a reference NVIDIA card. So PNY did not deviate, other than the factory overclock, they did not deviate from the board layout in terms of how the power connector is supposed to be oriented, what sort of capacitor specs they should be using, that sort of thing. So it's basically an NVIDIA reference card. And I think this represents NVIDIA reference spec. Now, obviously, we've power limited it, but still, I think this should have been the default behavior, to be honest. Because with this, we're still well above the RTX 4090. Even though the 4090 stock power limit would match the 75% power limit that I've imposed on this 5090. What TDP do you use on the 9950X3D? The stock TDP. When it comes to the CPU, I do not change the power limit on the CPU at all. There's no reason to. That's a good question, though. Wait, let me go see. Was there a secret area? Is there like a secret area over here? I like how the Doom levels, the campaign levels, have like these little secret areas, and it'll say like, you've discovered a secret area, or you found a secret area. This is the way we came through. This does feel really smooth, I will say. This feels really smooth. Now I kind of want to test this on the OLED. This multi-frame gen thing. I feel like you need to have a really high-end monitor, though, to really notice the difference. Otherwise, I feel like if you're playing it on a standard or like an older monitor, it's going to feel kind of ghosty. I don't really know how to describe it. If the response time is on the monitor is not good, like if the refresh rate, but not just the refresh rate, if the response time of the monitor is not that good, like OLED has the best response time, and that's why I really want to test this on an OLED now. But if you turn on like multi-frame gen, I feel like because of the added latency, you want a display that has the lowest latency. Hard1 Box shows that this game, that the 5090 is about 10 to 15% faster than the 4090 in this game at 4K. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, there's literally no I'm really disappointed that NVIDIA put such a stupidly high power limit. They didn't even need to put the power limit the way they did. And they can still be like, oh, well, even if it's only like 25% faster on average than a 4090, it still has 32 gigs of VRAM versus 24 gigs of VRAM on the 4090. So it's still gonna sell to like those AI people because on a budget because of the VRAM. It's like somebody in the chat said last weekend, the 5090 is basically a discounted like A5000 card, like from the professional line, because those are like 32 gig VRAM professional cards, and this is a 32 gig card, but it's meant for consumer. It's weird, like, who this card is meant for. This card is just kind of there to be like, oh, it's gamers are like, oh, it makes them pay attention to NVIDIA, but the AI people are the ones that are gobbling this card up, like the AI companies. And by AI companies, I mean like people who used to do cryptocurrency mining, but they've pivoted over to AI. I mean, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of companies. There's a lot of like small businesses that are doing that. Oh, this is a new one. I'm forgetting to use my... Man, the thing about this game, you get so many abilities. You get so many different abilities that I start forgetting that I have certain moves, like the Captain America shield. And it's like if I use that, then I forget that I've got like the punch. Oh, I need to parry that one. And I even have just the regular melee. And then the parry, you can deflect. There's so many abilities. I feel like this Doom has so many moves. There's so many combat abilities. The problem you have with 5090 is that you have these YouTube and Twitch streamers that think 5090 is a gaming card. And they buy it, then their GPU connector melts. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. You know, like that's been my take on this card since day one. And people are like misinterpreting me getting this card. Like the reason why you guys will see as time goes by the sort of videos that I make featuring this card. So, it's like, yeah, you can game on it, but the thing is, like, Twitch streamers game, like, what, 8+ hours a day? This is not the type of graphics card that someone should be gaming with 8+ hours a day. Eventually, the plastic is gonna start breaking down. Like, without adequate, like, cooldown time, we'll say, the connector is just gonna fail. If they leave it at stock TDP, like, it's just going to happen. We've got like 2 videos on this topic, and you know, other YouTubers that are much larger than me, like Derbauer specifically, has some really good content on this topic in terms of showing like an actual failure and showing like a test scenario with a Corsair, official Corsair cable, not some third-party cable, and it ended up melting, or almost melting, if he kept it running for like longer than he did. What am I supposed to do? Wasn't paying attention. Huh? What's the objective? I don't even see the objective on the screen. You want Gamers Nexus to do a test of running FirmArk 24 hours. See, and that's something that I would never do with this card. Like, I will never run FirmArk with this card for more than like 10 seconds. It'll break down after a while because the ABS plastic housing... See, I have a theory that the ABS plastic ends up melting due to high temperature stress over a long period of time. Over a lot of cycles, of a bunch of heat cycles will eventually cause the plastic over the wires to break down structurally and eventually fail. And it's when because you got to remember, metal can take very high temperature. So I don't think the metal connectors and the pins are what's actually failing. I actually think that it's the plastic that's melting on top of the metal, and then that is what's causing it to fail. But I don't know, like, maybe if they decide to keep this design for the 60 series cards, they're gonna have to use some higher end structural, like, outer layer for shielding rather than just the plastic on the Molex plug, because it's, to me, it's one of the worst designs ever for a PC component. Like, using the micro fin for this type of wattage is ridiculous. NVIDIA could have easily avoided this. There were so many things that they could have done differently. They could have added a second connector and do dual 8-pin per connector. That would have solved the problem. That would have definitely solved the problem. Or they could have simply included the 3 shunt resistors that the 3090 Ti had back in the day, like that would have also solved the problem. That would have been a relatively easy revision change. And the other alternative is they could have like got rid of the connector and gone back to standard ATX, which they're not gonna do because they put so much R&D and they partnered up with Dell to create this spec. So that one I know they're not gonna do. And the other option would be to, I guess, a little bit less ideal, but it would have probably not made the failure rate any worse than the 4090, is if they simply made the TDP 450 watts. Like, the fact that I only feel comfortable gaming on this card at a 75% power limit, to me, signals they could, and I've barely lost any performance, means that they literally should have set the TDP, the default TDP for reference spec should have been 450 watts, not 575 or 600 or way too close to the limit. You know, that to me that's ridiculous. I guess we're supposed to just leave for some reason. Yeah, I guess we're supposed to leave. That was weird. It's like, okay, the marker didn't change, but okay. Is that guy throwing like a shield at me? Oh, what the heck? I'm like super low on health. Oh, well, there's like a whole bunch of shields in there. I don't have the right... Okay, I gotta throw the Captain America shield at them. Load balancing the pins to make amperage even on one of the... All he had to do was do the 3 shunt resistors. I mean, the fact that they did that originally, like, seriously, the 3 shunt resistors, it was such a easy safety mechanism to have. And the fact that they removed that, then people were complaining about 4090 melting connectors. And then with the 50 series, they could have just, hey, for peace of mind, we should probably put those shunt resistors back on so that people stop melting their cables. But no, instead they like left it the same and then raised the power limit to remove the safety margin. What little safety margin was already in there. You know, like to me it's like, nah, that's oh, no. They went and messed up. Now, I think there's supposed to be like a secret area somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Ooh, you found a secret area. How is Doom? I mean, if you like fast-paced first-person shooters, you'll probably think this game is really good with like really diverse combat options. Like there's a lot of melee options in this game. Way more than I remember in the previous Doom. We just go down there. So is there anything else in here? It seemed like there was a area on top. No, I guess not. Okay. Wait, was there like a thing? It looks like there was some stuff back here. Secret area? Oh, this is, I thought there was gonna be like a shop or something. I do like the level design in this game. Found a secret area. Oh, what was that area? I did open something else. I think it was this. Oh, this is the way forward. Was I supposed to come through here?
Occult energy detected.
I don't know how I took so much damage. Like, I guess one of them hit me in the back 2 times. Because I had, like, a lot of shield, and I lost all my shield. But does this game look like a phone or Kinect game? Huh? A Kinect game? You mean, like, Xbox 360? Yeah, I like how you can close distance on enemies. Where's that new gun again? This one, yeah. See, nah, I don't agree. I think Monster Hunter, if you're playing Monster Hunter Wilds at 4K, it looks fine. It looks better than World at 4K, but at 1440 or 1080, it doesn't look good. It only looks good at 4K. It's like Capcom designed that game for like 4K only. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like Dragon's Dogma 2 ran horribly last year, and Monster Hunter came out, and it's like, well, Dragon's Dogma ran so bad, and Monster Hunter basically runs exactly the same. So their answer to fix it is frame gen. What is this thing? It's like some kind of like Dark Templar from StarCraft or something. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This makes me think of like it's like Warhammer 40K Space Marine, except like with the speed of Quake. It's like Quake's speed. Now I know Quake and Doom are from the same publisher or the same developer, but still, it's got that you know what I'm saying? Man, this guy, wow, this guy's got some like really strong defense. Oh, I got no ammo. No wonder. I was like, wait, what the heck? This is 4x frame gen. Yeah, we're running it with 4x frame gen right now. See, what is this? Is this locked? Is there a secret area? Usually when it gets all quiet like this, it makes me think that there must be a secret area. Oh wait, hold on. All these guys are down here?
You're almost outside. There's a path through the tombs nearby.
Yeah, hold on. I kind of like playing the game with the 4x frame gen. Let me see. What if we lower the frame gen? Let's do 2x. 2x frame gen. So hold on. 2x is like this. Is it 2x just random frame? Is normal frame gen? 2x is the normal frame gen. Hold on. Let's do FSR frame gen. See how that feels. Native AA. Oh wait, but see, look. Why did they start this at 0% sharpness? Okay, there, that fixed that. Wow. Yeah, so I was explaining what happened. So, for some reason, I think because this is a Vulkan game, when you turn on frame gen, and if you have Afterburner hooked in, it could potentially cause a crash. But it wasn't doing that with the DLSS one, but it did do that when we swapped it to FSR. And FSR frame gen, I think, crashed it. And then I restarted the computer, and the computer wanted to install a Windows update, and the Windows update took forever to install, and that's why it took so long to get back online. So I was sitting here waiting for the... It rebooted the computer like 2 or 3 times to do the Windows update. You still can't hear me? No, it should be good now. Am I still muted?
What do you think about frame gen on the 5090 so far? I think it is fine, especially at 2x and 3x with a good base frame rate. People are just calling it fake frames in an echo chamber without actually trying it.
Yeah. You know, the 2x is just standard frame gen. 3x I have not tried yet, so we can try that. See, the thing is, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I got so used to frame gen on Monster Hunter, but the thing is, that's a completely different game engine. Okay, this is 3x. So now I'm getting like 186. You know, it does seem like it's the frame smoothness is the main thing here. You know, because this monitor is a 144 hertz monitor, this might actually be better for me. Although, because technically, see, now it's outside of my monitor's refresh rate with this multi-frame gen thing. Because I'm using a 144 hertz monitor instead of my 240 hertz, technically, I should be running this with 2x. Because 2x is 130. It's like it's almost 140. It's like 130 something. Yeah. You know, I'm surprised because I do notice to me, now I don't play a lot of first-person shooters, so I don't really consider myself an expert in judging the frame latency without any sort of overlay telling me. But I think, to me, this seems good. Like, this seems like a good way to play the game. That's not a shop. You know, I just realized I haven't found a shop in this level. I think okay, my general opinion on frame gen, though, is I think it's okay to use. Like, I'm not against frame gen. I do think, though, that some games probably benefit from frame gen more than others. First-person shooters, you know, a lot of people who play first-person shooters competitively will probably tell you that they don't like frame gen. They just don't like how it feels. Something just feels off instinctively. But I don't know how, like, if those people who are saying that have actually tried frame gen, like multi-frame gen specifically, I wonder if they would have that same opinion. Like, it would be one of those things where you need to have people do a blind test, a side-by-side comparison, where they use one computer with no frame gen, another computer, but it already has a really high frame rate, you know, and then they use one with 2x frame gen, and then maybe 4x. I don't know about 3x frame gen. 3x frame gen is just another, like, 4x frame gen is just a lower number. But maybe they could do a blind test of all 4 of those combinations and see what they think. I'm pretty sure Nvidia did testing internally on this topic though, and concluded that it's a good feature. You have used FrameGen 2X in a lot of games. It causes heavy graphical artifacts already on 4090 with higher input latency. Yeah, and that's when the FrameGen implementation is bad. See, the problem... So, an example of a game that has good FrameGen is Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, it's because Monster Hunter Wilds is so hard to run that it is dependent on FrameGen, that FrameGen basically... Like, the implementation of FrameGen was make or break for that game. So that one has a really good implementation of FrameGen, and that's just regular 2X FrameGen. But this game, I feel like this game already has a very high base frame rate to begin with, so the frame rate on here with multi-FrameGen, I think it does what they wanted to do, which is more like smoothing out the frame rather than just adding frame rate, because the thing is, 4K native with the 5090, we're already doing like 80 something frames on average. So you double that with FrameGen, you know, it's good, and then it's not really gonna hurt the experience. And then if you do the 2X, 4X, I think you're adding more latency, but because you're also making the frame rate significantly higher, it doesn't really detract from the experience. Oh, the new weapon, the Impaler, precision weapon that delivers high damage with a slow rate of fire. Headshots will deal significant bonus damage. Rail Spike Impaler is the second of the Rail Spike class guns. And a weapon class on the fly. Oh. Hold on, so if I do... Oh, okay. Can it shoot through shields? No. Alright, we're switching to shotgun somehow? What did I do to get to that? Oh, I accidentally, I ran right into that. Is this a long range? Well, this is the long range. Really depends on the game. You use FrameGen with action games and it's fine. For competitive games, it's another story. Well, in competitive games, do you even need FrameGen? That's the thing. Like, when you say competitive games, I think of, like, Counter-Strike. Like, do you even need FrameGen for Counter-Strike? See, I feel like it's completely unnecessary in a game like that. Like, esports games, they don't really need FrameGen because I feel like they already run way above 60. That you don't really need FrameGen. FrameGen is really, I think it's meant for games that just have really high requirements. And it's used to help smooth out the experience. Cyberpunk had terrible frame gen. From your experience in most other games, the only single player that was decent with it was Hogwarts Legacy. Even with Star Wars Outlaws. So Star Wars Outlaws had bad frame gen. Monster Hunter has good frame gen, but that game kind of, it requires frame gen. So it's almost like if you're not using frame gen in that game, you're not playing the game correctly. Which is really, really weird to say that. Oh, what's this? Is that the only thing that uses this? Smelt. Demons affected by burn. Applied by the combat shotgun drop more armor pickups. Burn applied by combat shotgun causes demons to explode on death. Runic Skull. Killing a demon with the pulverizer or melee builds charge based on the size of the demon. Your movement speed and the pulverizer rate of fire increase. Okay, I might actually go with this one. Although I haven't really done anything to upgrade my melee weapons. Power Gauntlet. Oh, I already got that one. Finisher. Hold space to purchase. Increase the damage. Wait. Increase the damage of the final hit of. Oh, I don't really do pulverizer that much. I'll probably just get Runic Skull. Yeah. Wait. Okay, let's get this actually, because it's only 50. Power Surge. Energy shields that are hit by a shield throw will cause your shield to bounce to nearby enemy. Yeah, okay, get that. You use it for the first time ever for Oblivion Remastered on the 5090. Definitely improved the experience for that type of game. What's this? Oh. This is like Indiana Jones puzzle solving right now. This game keeps crashing on me. Well, it crashed once for me, but that was because I was messing with trying to turn on, go from like DLSS multi-frame gen to AMD FSR frame gen, while Afterburner was hooked in and it's a Vulkan game, so I didn't like that. But that's the only crash that I've had. And that was probably just some bug with running overlays on a Vulkan game and it not liking it with frame gen. Let alone going from multi-frame gen to like a different vendor's frame gen.
This attack on the barracks is a diversion. Our father will need help. Ensign, mobilize the Slayer's dragon. Marking the Slayer's HUD now.
It shouldn't be crashing like that. Crashing randomly like that is not a good sign. That means that something is unstable with your computer. Either your overclock is unstable, or something along those lines. What the heck happened to that guy's body? It was all like... Oh wait, that... There's a secret over there. The drivers is what causes it to happen for Doom: The Dark Ages. How do I get in there? Oh, wait. Are those even destruct? Oh, those are... Oh, there's a lot of enemies here. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to throw the shield at them. That's right. This guy's got some kind of armor. I can't lodge the shield in him. Yeah, he keeps on repelling me, so it means okay, he just has like a lot of armor. Well, that was fun. Oh. Wait, there's something here? Yeah, I need to get rid of those guys. That's a secret area. Reverted to older drive and use new one, still crash it. You mean older driver? No, you should use the latest driver. The one that came out on Monday. How do I get over there? Secret area. Was that all that was over here? Wait, is there more over here? The latest driver is what causes issues with this game. I'm on the latest driver. Although the game did crash for me when trying to change with the frame gen stuff over to FSR frame gen. I don't know if that's the driver specifically. I think the older driver would also have that problem. Because I've seen that problem with running like MSI Afterburner overlay with frame gen in games occasionally. I found a secret area. The other thing I realized after that crash, the... Huh. Oh well. What was this sigil? Last time I played a game like this that gave me the same sense of speed moving around was BioShock Infinite in 2013. That was a long time ago. Wait a minute, there's another. Oh. What the heck? Okay, wait, what? There we go. Question is, did I really need to do this? Did I really need to make this detour? Unless this leads somewhere else. What is killing me? Are those things like... Oh. You didn't care for the first one? Found a secret area. Oh, this is how you get to these guys. At least... Oh, another ruby. Wait. Wait, there's a... Is there a way to get in there? It's too late now. I walked right into that. Oh, this was a challenge? I didn't even realize it was a challenge. Dang, this shield is like... That's like a alien mothership or something, or like a star destroyer. forgot about this area, or I haven't even... What was that? What was that? Not a secret area. You really think about a refund? I'm really thinking about a refund with this nonsense? Wait, the whole specialness of Doom is challenge. Wait, what do you mean? They messed up this game with the lack of challenge. It's like they're overcompensating for Eternal and it's 2016. No music, no challenge. How do you think it compares to the old? So you think the other games were worse or better? Like, oh, you mean the other games were too hard or something? Like, wait, I'm confused.
Slayer is approaching the bridge to the Dragon's aviary.
Oh, this is the worst one? I heard a lot of people say that they really liked the 2016 one. Like, if they had to pick a favorite one out of the modern ones, it would be the 2016. Wait, let's see if I'm going to use the shotgun. Stalwart. Hitting a demon with a shield throw, shield charge, or pairing a Hell Surge attack drops Impaler ammo. Eternal was great. This one is like they dumbed it down. Well, there's different difficulty levels though. There's a whole bunch of difficulty levels. Champions have gold armor, which takes reduced damage from your weapons. Pairing Hell Surge attacks will build up stun once attack the Vargari's exposed flesh, deal heavy damage. There's a lot of well, apparently you shouldn't try attacking him. Oh, wait. Wait, what? I died. Did I die to acid? How did I die? Oh, I'm staying in acid. I was thinking, like, I must have died to some kind of damage over time thing. So I was like, how? Yeah, he's putting acid. Okay, I see. Yeah, he's putting acid. Am I even bouncing those back? There we go. There, I went standing in the acid again. Is there even a point to shoot at him? I guess I could shoot his legs. I feel like you just want to do this. Oh, I'm standing in the acid again.
Aviary unlocked. Clear the Slayer's launch pad.
Yeah, the music of Doom was definitely a thing that gave this game its personality. I'll agree with you there. What would you do? Sell 4090 or buy 5090 or keep? Probably just keep 4090. I mean, like we were talking about the performance difference earlier. Like the 5090 is only what, like 15% faster in this game. Like that's totally not worth it if you already have a 4090. Besides, the 4090 uses significantly less electricity. Why would you want to burden yourself with the anxiety of the melted connector issue when that melted connector problem is way more of a problem on the 5090 than it is on the 4090? So no, definitely I would say for most people, if they already have a 4090, the 5090, yeah, the 5090 is faster, but like, is it worth the effort? I don't know. That's going to be a personal choice at the end of the day. But I think for most people with a 4090, I think that they would be, overall, they would be more satisfied with their 4090. They feel like they would have gotten a lot of value out of it compared to getting the 5090. I don't think the 5090 is what I would consider a great value for the amount of money that you have to spend. That might be an understatement. Okay, well, let's see. How are we doing on time here? 2 hours. "2016 was perfect. The whole vibe was perfect." This one is like they dumbed it down. In the sense of what, just the difficulty? Because really the only thing is you have a shield in this game. So it's like you're playing as like Captain America with a gun. Or different guns. What do you think about Doom 2000? Was it 2003? The one where they went for like survival horror. They try to make the game scary. What about that Doom? How does that compare to Doom Eternal 2016? You liked OG Doom style? You don't like what they're doing with the whole, like, almost like Warhammer influences? You know what I'm saying? You don't like that? 2016 in Eternal Legends? Oh wait, what? Now we're playing as Devalin from Genshin Impact? What is this? Or we're playing as a Banshee from Halo 2. Like, what is going on here? Hey, Doom Eternal's got nothing on this. You get to fly as a dragon. What am I supposed to do? Press. What is it? What's the button? Press. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is like Genshin Impact minigame right here. E to ascend. This is what this reminds me of, is Genshin Impact. It's like, hey man, you can't play as a dragon in 2016. Well, the controls are basically like the like you're flying in Genshin Impact in the minigame. Where am I supposed to go? Am I going the wrong way? Hold Q to enter a descent. Oh, I see. While in assault mode, press this. To lock onto a target with assault mode. Wait, what is that? Press space with a directional input to dodge. Oh, I'm supposed to hold this and I'm supposed to press space. Oh, okay. Going for that Sekiro style precision combat. It's like everybody's going. We saw this with Expedition 33. Sandfall brought like reactive action game elements to a turn-based RPG. Now id is bringing reactive action game mechanics to a first-person shooter. That's basically what this is. Demonic turrets have energy shielding. They cannot be damaged by standard autocannon. Perfect dodge empowers your autocannon with plasma rounds to destroy. Okay. I'm supposed to do what? I'm supposed to like. Am I supposed to be like carrying that or something? Press dodge and the direction. Okay. Why did he go back the way I didn't want to do that. What? Why does he go back the other way? Oh, I'm supposed to be doing up and down. I see. Okay, I'm supposed to go like... That's up. It's up. Okay. This is so Genshin Impact. Fly through the blue ring. That is a Genshin Impact thing. Use your autocannon while boosting will increase its rate of fire. Am I supposed to be like dodging the bullet beam? Game is trash compared to the last two. It's a glorified tech demo. The graphics department is the only. Really? I like the level design though. I like all the secret areas. Wait, why'd the dragon leave? Oh well. Well, do you think the level design in this one, it's like harder to find the secret areas though? At least some of them? Wait, what? What was I supposed to? Oh, I broke that thing and we're gonna go back on the dragon again?
The flare is en route.
Assault mode engaged.
So is that supposed to be like an organic dragon with enhancements, or is that like an inorganic robotic dragon? Like, I'm confused. It's gotta be an inorganic dragon.
Those ships are powering the force field around the main cathedral. The demons conjured a barrier when we arrived. The coordinates to the artifact are inside the city.
I guess this whole level is like a flying level. To unlock the landing zone, you must destroy all the assault batteries and the shielded main cannon. Oh, I see. You gotta like... What am I doing wrong here? Can I just stand here? Oh, I have to... Do I have to dodge it? What am I doing wrong? Like, I'm so confused right now. Like, I know I'm supposed to dodge the thing, but still, like, why am I not dodging it? You're supposed to hold... What the heck? Perfect dodge, the eyes volley. Like, what are you supposed to do? Okay. Am I just supposed to hold the directional button? Why does he go straight? The heck? He's doing assault. Oh, he's supposed to go assault mode. Oh, I see. Okay, supposed to go assault mode. Yeah, this... I mean, the game, yeah, the game, is, I don't know, like, to me, I don't play a lot of first-person shooters, so, to me, this game seems fun to play. But, like I said, I don't play a lot of first-person shooters. The last first-person shooter I played was Warhammer 40K Space Marine. Man, they really want you to do the dodging a lot in this. Like, if I'm supposed to, oh, okay, you have to hold. I see. You're supposed to hold down the directional button until it does that long dodge, and it turns purple. This is a secret area? That looks like a secret area. Oh, there's a shop over there. The massive waves of mobs and having to dump ammo into the big ones. Not doing dodges and riposte moves. Yeah. Yeah, it's like everybody is trying to make their game like Sekiro. Expedition 33 in some regards. This game. They wanted it to be more action style and less shooter style, I guess. Yeah, there's like so much action. There's so many moves. The Captain America style also makes us feel like I'm playing an action game. No upgrades available? I feel like there was some more stuff over there. Oh, unless I go... Oh, I see. So I can go to the right. I need a blue key. How do I open this? I feel like so for this I would need something. There's like a puzzle probably. Oh, I'm on the wrong... Okay, that's why. This game, you look invincible. There's a bunch of stuff that I didn't get. There's like all this stuff over here. Oh. The map actually shows you where the thing is. Secret area. Exactly, hand holding. Oh wait, so that wasn't in the previous Doom? You couldn't just open the map and look at where the stuff is? It's like, oh look, there's a treasure chest over here that I didn't get. Oh. It's like, oh, look at this. And there's more stuff too on the lower level. Although that I have no idea how to get to. Oh wait, hold on. Secret area? It's a secret area. If it was a secret area, I could just look on the map to figure out where it is. A secret area. Wait, I don't think I got everything that was down there.
Protect us!
How much difference do you think it would make if they add path tracing? I don't know. The game does look next gen already. All the secret stuff, I found it. The 5090 will get around 30 FPS at native 4K. Oh, now I can upgrade stuff. Should I upgrade the shield hold? Okay, extended edge. Shield throw has an extended reach against fodder demons. Melee. Finisher. Increase the damage of the final hit of your power gauntlet. I guess get that. Well, let's level up melee, because apparently that's what this game's all about. Gun damage. I mean, I feel like I do enough damage with the guns, at least right now. What is this? See, there's so much, like, parrying. See, look at that. They want you to parry so much! Ding, ding! Sekiro style! Ding, ding! 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 Man, this guy's got... Okay, hold on. There, I was like, whoa, what the? Oh, I died. What the heck? That's the first time I died. I actually died. Oh. Oh. Ding, ding. Parry. Parry. Low health. I'm playing the game like it's Sekiro. This is like playing the game... Oh, that was a boss fight?
Target destroyed. Destroying all the ships will lower the barrier and open a path inside.
buttons feel so unnatural. That dodge thing, I'm like doing it too early. They were like, enforcers are high priority targets that maintain a group of empowered enemies. Killed the enforcer. Oh wow. It's got like so much armor. I died again? What? They want me to parry more? Super shotgun. Devastating damage at close range. It reloads slowly and is much less effective at long range. Is the second of the shotgun. Okay. Regular one. Alright, super. Oh, there's a special thing over there. Oh, there's a collectible. What is that? Oh, it's a ruby. Can I pick this up? Okay, that's not right. Just randomly stumbled across that. Wait, so I was in there? No. Figure out on the map there's like a path over here, but I can't. Maybe it's just the way down. Okay, that must be the way down. Wait, but that would come from what? Probably a grappling hook. So wait, how do you? Yeah, that door's closed. That door's closed. So there would have to be... There should be a door over here.
We need to evacuate!
Puzzles. Secret area. How much you pay for 9950X 3D? Whatever the price is at Micro Center. Uh-oh. What are these things? Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, that was close. I used up all my resources. Hold on a second. This was a secret area? Where am I? Oh. Did this open the path? No, it didn't. So does that mean... That means you have to go from... underneath? Okay, I think that's everything that was here. The only thing is, I still don't know how to do this. It looks like there's gonna be a path to the right. Man, if it wasn't for the mini-map basically tells you where everything is. This stuff would be a lot more... It would be a lot more challenging to find without the mini-map. Secret area. Like, what is this? This guy's got some kind of glowing thing that I don't understand what I'm supposed to do there. Yeah, this leads to that secret. Oh, I found it. Okay. I just randomly found that. Just looking around. I think that's everything. Yeah. On critical health. Wait a minute, is these two separate paths? Oh, it's gonna be another one of those boss guys. Alright, here we go. Actually, never mind. I thought there was gonna be a boss when I dropped down. Is that all of them? It's like episode 1 pod racer. Alright, I think here's where we're gonna stop, because I think that's a good place to stop. The cycler, plasma cycler. Okay, so this is the replacement, or this is the upgrade to the other one. Alright guys, I think this is where I'm gonna call it quits. I actually am not feeling well, to be honest. I still haven't figured out the problem with the tooth. And now I'm starting to feel sick in my upper respiratory area. So we're probably gonna have to, I'm probably gonna have to go to the doctor tomorrow to figure out what's going on, because I think I have a tooth problem that is probably turning into something else that can become more serious if not taken care of. And for some reason, the dentists and the x-rays don't really show anything, but I need to figure out what's going on, because I am not feeling normal. Tooth problem? Yeah, I know. And I think I'm running a fever. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it quits here. Normally, I would go much longer, but I don't know. But anyway, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks.